Hello everyone! Happy Wednesday! Think I'm connected. Welcome to World of Yoga Wednesday from Energy Flow Yoga. If you don't know me, my name is Ashley. I'm the yogi next door, and I am very happy that you're here today. Whether you're joining live or watching this on the replay, welcome. So excited that you're here watching this video all about grounding and connection and how we can use our yoga practice to do that. So just a little information, if you've never joined World of Yoga Wednesday before, it's where I come on once per week on Wednesdays, typically around noon, got a little bit later today, 12:30 today, and share something about the world of yoga and meditation and cyclical living, which is what I'm all about. So today I'm just going to jump right in. We'll be discussing today what a grounding practice is, why it's important, and then I'll actually take you through a short grounding practice that you can use anytime you need a little bit of grounding. So first, what is grounding practice? Like, what does that mean? What does that look like? And why? What's the point? So just very straightforward and simply put, a grounding practice is things you do or sorry, I'm distracted because this really bright light is like sunshine shining off this car, like blinding me. Distraction. This is why we need a grounding practice, to bring yourself back to the present moment. So a grounding practice is all about techniques you can use to, I don't want to say let go of our thoughts or our mind. I think that's a common misconception people have about meditation, especially, and sometimes yoga as well, that they think it's about emptying the mind. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Meditation and yoga is more about letting things flow easily into the mind, in and out. So instead of, when a thought comes across our mind, instead of kind of jumping on that bandwagon of running with that thought and going down all these different avenues, well, this then leads to this, then leads to this, and all of a sudden, you're experiencing anxiety because your mind is rushing through these different scenarios, or you experience fog or confusion because you kind of lost your train of thought and you don't know where you're going. So a grounding practice helps us kind of, I don't want to say drown things out, but tune in to what's happening in this moment and being able to distinguish what is happening in this moment versus what our thoughts, where our thoughts are maybe going. So why is a grounding practice important? Well, just simply because when you feel grounded, you have that sense of security, safety, connection. Obviously, those types of emotions can help reduce stress, reduce anxiety, and really just help you be present with yourself and in this moment. So the more present you are, the more mindful you are, the less you will experience stress or less you will experience anxiety. Why is this particularly important in regards to cyclical living? That's why I want to share this today. Because of course it's important for everyone. It's important for all people to be able to be connected with themselves and being able to clearly distinguish their own thoughts, their own emotions. But it's especially important for people embracing cyclical living and for people with cyclical bodies, because cyclical living is all about connecting with and honoring your energy, honoring your body and your mind. So when we don't know how to connect, or our connection is muddled or unclear, fuzzy, confusing, or stressful, it can be really hard to then honor what we find. So for example, if you're embracing on this or embarking on this journey of cyclical living, and you find one day you wake up and you're feeling super tired, you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, just like blah, and you hear that, but then your mind starts, you sense that energy in your body, and then instead of from a really grounded, connected place, saying, yes, I feel tired. How can I adjust my day to honor that energy so I don't feel worse later on? Instead, what can I do to kind of help reduce that exhaustion or reduce that anxiety or fatigue? Your brain starts to rush through, well, yes, I'm tired, but if I don't do X, Y, Z, I'm going to be even more overwhelmed tomorrow. And if I don't do this, and I have to do this, and people are expecting me to do this, and those thoughts are coming from a place of ungroundedness, disconnection from how you're feeling and how you're experiencing that present moment. So, when we are able to kind of let go of external distractions to a bigger extent, I'm not saying like ignore the world, of course, but when we're able to tune into our own mind and energy and notice those distractions and take them for what they are, then we can maybe find ways to honor our energy in a better way, in a better, more complete way. So that's why, just very quickly, I know this is like a very brief overview and like I'm like probably throwing a lot of stuff at you, but this is the concept of, I just wanted to, before jumping into a yoga practice, I wanted to be very clear about what we're cultivating and why I believe it's important. So that's all about what you get from a grounding practice and why you want those things from a grounding practice. So then the next question is, well, how do I do that? What can I do to become grounded or to welcome more grounding and sense of connectedness into my life? Well, there are so many things, and obviously it's different for all different people. What feels really good and grounding for me, like sitting with a cup of coffee and just going through my day, maybe sounds super overwhelming and anxiety producing for you. So it's all about finding self-care techniques that work for you on a personal level about what feels comforting, safe, secure, and connected for you personally. Now, with that being said, it also, yoga and meditation specifically, which is, of course, as you guys know what I'm all about, yoga and meditation specifically can help us cultivate a grounding practice that is kind of like our trusty standby. Like these things you can choose to incorporate in your life in a way that you know they're kind of always there for you when you feel that anxiety creeping in, or when you feel your thoughts, when your brain is foggy and your thoughts are muddled. Practicing these simple yoga and meditation techniques can help you connect with yourself, take a moment to ease those external distractions, and honor your own energy, your own thoughts. So I have put together a quick, very quick, it's just going to be about 10 to 15 minutes, grounding practice. And I wanted to make it super short because I want you to be able to do this anytime. I want you to be able to do this, when you wake up, if you wake up feeling anxious, or before bed, if you're having trouble letting go of your day and getting settled in to go to sleep. Or of course, even, at the office, you could go into the break room and maybe do this quick, of course, obviously depends where you work, do this quick grounding practice and just have something simple and straightforward to be able to get a little bit of sense of grounding and connection. So all of these poses that we'll be doing today are connected with activating our root chakra. And our root chakra is physically located at the base of our tailbone, so really like the base of our spinal column. And it's associated with our sense of safety, security, connection, and feeling grounded. So this chakra is all about, I like to describe it as, and I've heard it described as this as well, as our sense of home, that sense of comfort and peace and connection. And when the chakra is imbalanced, you might see heightened state of anxiety, stress, chronic stress, senses of fear or uncertainty, maybe sense even physically to the extent of like achy joints, achy pain or aches in your bones and joints. So this practice focuses on engaging the root chakra. All of these poses are super friendly for beginners. So if you've never done yoga and you're like, oh, I don't know if I could do this, you can totally do this. These are simple poses. They don't require a lot of fancy yoga technology or anything like that. Just a little space. I will be on my yoga mat, but you don't even really need a yoga mat to practice these poses. So without further ado, I'm going to get a little sip of water. As you can probably hear, my throat is very dry. I'm ready for the dryness of winter to start easing up. I'm ready for those spring showers. And I'm going to come to my mat, and you can come to your mat or your yoga space and just adjust my camera here. That looks right on. And we're going to begin our simple grounding practice in child's pose. I'm just going to bring my computer over here to get a timer going because I tend to go over on time, which I know is horrible. And I don't want to do that for you. Okay. All right, so child's pose. We start with our knees spread nice and wide. Big toes come to touch. As you exhale, sit back toward your heels. Begin stretching your arms out in front of you. Maybe drop your forehead down to the mat. Take a few deep cleansing breaths here, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We begin to connect with our breath. Do a little body scan. Running from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Check in with each part of your body. Notice anything that comes up. Notice how you're feeling. Do you feel any tightness or soreness? Do you feel any emotions or thoughts bubbling up to the surface? When you do feel those thoughts coming forward, you can notice them. Maybe even observe them with a little bit of curiosity. And then as you exhale, ask those thoughts to gently release. Returning your attention back to the breath. As we continue breathing, inhale and exhale, growing slightly longer, smoother, and more steady. Your next inhale, very gently move forward, coming up to your hands and knees, or a tabletop position. Hands are positioned underneath the shoulders, knees are positioned underneath the hips. Maybe take a moment here, rocking side to side, forward and back, finding an even balance of weight through all four of these points. Remember to breathe, remembering our breath is there, kind of like our anchor for our thoughts throughout our practice today. Once you find that steady center position, On your next inhale, drop the belly down to the earth as the tailbone and crown rise up for cow pose. Exhale, curl through the spine, tucking tailbone and chin in for cat pose. Continue flowing through these two poses with your own breath here. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling to cat. These flowing through these two poses is great for stretching and activating all the muscles along our spine. Opening through the chest and, of course, activating our root chakra. After your last cat pose, inhale, meet me back to a neutral spinal position, back to our tabletop position. Maybe give a few bends side to side, maybe a few rolls through the hips and head. See what feels good in your body. This is, again, all about our practice of tuning in, checking in with ourselves. What would feel good in this moment? From our neutral position, on your next inhale, tuck under the toes and press the legs up and back for Phalakasana, plank pose. Our full body is engaged here. If this is ever too difficult, simply lower your knees and feet down to the earth for kneeling plank. This is still a totally legit plank option. Don't let anyone tell you this is a lesser type of plank. It's just a different type of plank. As we're resting here in plank pose, focus back to your breath. So much of your body is engaging now. Your core drawn into the spine. Take one more big inhale. As you exhale, send the hips up and back to downward facing dog, forming that upside down V shape with our body. Take a moment here, walking our dog. Press one heel into the earth and then the other, stretching in the backs of the legs all the way up to the low back. Experiment with bending your knees and straightening the legs here. See how that feels in your low back and your hamstrings. If you have tightness in your hamstrings or rounding in your low back, that slight bend in the knees gives a little bit more mobility for your hips to rotate forward. We're more focused on keeping our spine nice and long in this pose. Reconnect with the breath here. Settle into that static position. And finding balance of weight, not too much on the right side, not too much on the left, but nice and steadily balanced between both. Your next inhale, rise all the way up into the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward between the hands, and gently step forward to the top of the mat. Bring the feet nice and wide. Bend the knees deeply as you release the torso over the legs for ragdoll. Gently grasp opposite elbows. Maybe give a nice rock side to side here. We're decompressing through the spine, letting gravity do the work. And then getting a little bit of space and release between each vertebrae. Reconnect with your breath. Check in with your body. What sensations are you experiencing? How is your body reacting to these poses? Hands come down to the earth. Heel toe the feet back to center. You don't have your big toes touching, heels slightly apart. If that's too tight in your belly with your legs or in your legs, you can bring your feet a little bit wider. In your next inhale, press the feet into the floor as you extend the spine nice and long, root to crown for the half lift. Exhale, release, Uttanasana, forward fold. Your next inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up to the sky, upward salute. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. This is Tadasana or mountain pose. Again, just like we did in tabletop, maybe rock side to side, forward and back, finding that steady balance between all 4 points of our feet. The inner ball of our foot, the outer ball, inner heel, outer heel. Once you find that steady balance, maybe let your eyes come closed for a moment. Reconnect with your breath and set an intention to be present in this moment. Maybe using the simple phrase, I am here. You can repeat that out loud or let it echo in your mind. I am here. Blink open the eyes. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, half lift, extending from the root to the crown. Exhale, release. Hands frame the feet. On your next inhale, step the right foot back toward the back of your mat. Your heel stays lifted, all 10 toes pointing forward. Actively press through the feet, engage your core, reach up to the sky for crescent lunge. Our hips are square to the front of the mat, chest is centered over our hips. Our arms and fingers are activated like we're reaching up to catch a big beach ball. As you inhale, feel your chest expand. Exhale, see if you can sink a little lower, bending that front leg even a little bit deeper. One more big inhale. As you exhale, release the hands down to frame the foot. Take as many steps as you need to step forward, release, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees slightly, sweep the arms up to the sky, upward salute. Exhale, hands to namaskar. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, extending from root to crown. Exhale, release. Hands frame the feet. Step the left foot back toward the back of the mat this time. Heel stays lifted. We're balancing on the ball of that back foot, and our front foot is firmly planted. Press through the feet as you rebound. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Crescent lunge. Our chest is proud and tall, sending energy all the way to your fingertips. You can give your fingers a little wiggle. Remember that they're still there. How often do you pay attention to your fingertips? Pretty often, probably. Exhale, hands come down to frame the forward foot. Take as many steps as you need to step forward, release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now listen carefully. On your next inhale, bend the knees deeply. Send the hips back like you're sitting back into a chair. Arms reach up alongside the head. Utkatasana, chair pose. We're lengthening through the spine here, so I'm just gonna turn sideways a little to demonstrate. We don't want to pop our low back out, pinching through the spine. Invite a small tuck into your tailbone here as you sit low into your chair. If this is strenuous in your shoulders or arms, simply draw them down to that prayer position at heart center, namaskar. With each breath, connecting to the sensations, breathing it in, soaking it up. One more big breath in. As you exhale, release forward over your legs. Maybe give your legs a little wiggle, a little release. That's a challenging pose. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Your next inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. This time, simply bend the knees, use your hands to gently guide yourself down to your seat. Now coming to easy pose. I like to sit technically, I guess, in half lotus, but I like to really just describe our easy pose as that simple cross-legged seat. Whatever way is most comfortable for you. It might feel better to have one leg in front of the other. It might feel better to have one leg stacked on top of the other. Of course, if you have full lotus, In your practice, go ahead and take full lotus. Palms facing down over our knees here. Let's take a few moments of breathing and connection with the body. Let's take 2 deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe let out a little sigh this time. In through the nose. Letting go of those final lingering distractions or worries. As you return to your natural rhythm of breath here, I'd like to invite you to practice this little mantra to help you feel present in this moment. And you'll recall our intention of being present in this moment, connecting with ourselves and grounding through our body. As we breathe in, hear the words, I am. And as you breathe out, hear the word, here. Adopting our intention as our mantra. I am here. I am here. I am here. Repeating that silently in your head as you continue to breathe, letting thoughts gently come and go. You can stay here in this peaceful meditation for as long as you'd like. And if you're ready to move forward with your day, draw your hands up to your heart. Take a moment to practice gratitude for yourself, for this grounding practice, and for this present moment. Anything else that comes to mind. Blink open the eyes. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, friends. I hope you enjoyed this quick, simple grounding yoga and meditation practice. You can practice this whole thing or any part of it. Oh, hi, Raina. Whenever you are craving that sense of wanting to feel less frazzled and flying and more grounded, connected, steady, and safe. So I hope you enjoyed practice. I would love to hear from you, whether you're watching live or on the replay. I missed it. Oh, I'm going to post the replay right after this, so you can do it whenever you would like. I am going to post the replay right after this, so feel free to send a message out to me with your experience or comment on the replay. I'd love to hear what you thought about it, how you felt. And I can't wait to, also the thing I wanted to say is if you enjoyed this type of practice and you want more of this type of practice, perfect, yay. Please comment below on the replay, or of course feel free to DM me anytime, and I will be happy to send you a longer length grounding practice. I have a 30-minute grounding practice, and I even have a 60-minute grounding practice. So reach out to me. I would love to send those to you, so you can keep them in your little library of tips and tricks for living a more mindful life. So everyone have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining. It is a pleasure as always to be able to practice yoga, and it is a privilege to be able to share it all with you. Everyone have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.